Hey girlies, it's Augusta. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be walking you through my viral Soft Glam easy makeup look. It's super simple. I think you guys are really going to like this one. Please let me know what type of looks you want to see next, any type of videos that you guys would like me to make. Don't forget to check out my other socials as well as subscribing to my channel. It would really mean the world to me if you did. Let's get into the video. Of course, you always need to start with a good skin prep, no matter what look you're doing. My go-to skin prep at the moment is my classic daily moisturiser. I use the Olay 7-in-1 and the Drunk Elephant bronzing drops in the darkest shade. As you can see, I'm definitely very fair, so these bronzing drops just give me that glow that I need. If you use fake tan, you can skip the bronzing drops because I feel like they give the same effect. But I mix 1 pump of my moisturiser with a few drops of this, about 3 drops. As you can see, mine's literally empty because I use them basically every day. I just mix these together on my hand and all over my face and neck. This step makes the biggest difference to how the makeup layers onto your face. Next step is concealer. At the moment, I'm always using the Rimmel Multitasker Concealer. This concealer is honestly so good. I feel like you don't need a super expensive concealer to get good results. This is a bit more of a natural look, so I'm not going to go in with foundation, but if you want, you can add a tinted moisturizer underneath for a glowy look. I have some blemishes over here in these areas as well as around the nose. Don't forget to put a dot by the corner of your eye to make it look more lifted when you blend it out. And I also saw online that if you put one here, it's meant to make your face look more snatched. That's why I do it in this kind of formation. I'm using shade Ivory. I like to leave my concealer to get tacky for like just 30 seconds to a minute. So while I'm waiting for that, I go in with my contour highlighter stick. This one is from W7, the shade Natural. I'm just gonna apply my contour in these areas. I like to do basically like a headband. And of course, you gotta get the jawline. You wanna look nice and chiseled. Keeping it on the higher side so my cheekbones look quite lifted. Another hack is to put it on your eyelids because it gives the effect of eyeshadow. So if you're not doing eyeshadow, this is great, but also if you are, it's a good base for underneath. I try and make my nose look as slim as possible and do a bit above and below the tip for that button nose look. This is looking crazy right now, but we all know that makeup is the definition of trust the process. I always say that. Now we're gonna blend this out. So I'm going in with my trusty blender from Real Techniques. I've just always used their beauty blenders because they work so well. I've dampened it before. You never use a beauty blender when you didn't dampen it before. It just blends so much better. And I blend outwards, so outwards and up. I'm always trying to make my makeup lift my face up as much as possible to give me like a facelift effect. The more you blend your makeup, the better it's gonna look in the end. Always try and blend it for as long as you can if you have time. To blend in the contour, I go in with my Charlotte Tilbury brush. This is a Hollywood Complexion brush. It's just such a handy brush. I use this side for blush and contour and the smaller side for pot concealer if I'm using that. Although I'm loving my stick concealer at the moment. I don't want to blend it too much because I want to focus it on the area, otherwise it's not going to have the effect that I'm looking for. Usually if I have foundation on, I'll blend it with a beauty blender just so it doesn't go streaky on the base. It does leave more pigment though if you use a brush instead of a blender. But now that that's all basically fully blended in, I'm gonna go in with the other side of the same contour stick, the highlighter side. Obviously, I've gotta apply it on the Cupid's bow, the bridge and tip of the nose. I always go in the inner corner of the eyes. Another tip is to drag it upwards so that the highlighter lifts your eye more rather than downwards. And under the eyebrows too. I usually blend the Cupid's bow with my finger and the rest with the blender just because I don't want that harsh line. That just looks so terrible and makes the makeup look really obvious. I really love how cream products just like blend into the skin so nicely. I feel like it looks way more natural than powder. Now for a cream blush. So I'm going in with my favorite Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand, the Pillow Talk one. I put a dot here, kind of like where you'd apply highlighter, and then a really small amount on my nose. We don't want to be giving Rudolph. This is super pigmented, so even sometimes this is too much. Like, I literally have to be so careful because if I do it carelessly, it's going to be looking crazy. I just use the same brush to blend it out, blending in an upwards motion. Yeah, I definitely put a bit much product, so I'm going to go over it. Hopefully the concealer residue will just blend it out a bit more naturally. That is a hack though. You can mix your blush with concealer if you accidentally put too much rather than having to restart your whole face. This gives such a pretty peachy glow. I do really love this blush shade. I'm definitely a blush over highlighter on the cheekbones kind of girl. Now that I've done all of my cream products, I like to go in with my setting spray and just do a little spritz before I move on. I feel like this just sets everything in place because the cream products tend to slide around a lot more than the powder. By the way, I'm using the W7 Matte Fixer setting spray. I don't feel like I want to buy a super expensive one because they all do the same thing. But I really want to try the Charlotte Tilbury one because their products are really good. Let me know if you've tried it and if it is worth it. Just gonna make myself look a little bit more bronzy because I do love a glowy look for summer. Going in with, yes, you guessed it, another Charlotte Tilbury product. This is the Airbrush bronzer in shade 2, just like the middle shade. I'm using my Real Techniques brush. This is such a good bronzer brush and it's number 400. I love the Real Techniques brushes. I feel like they're just so good and easy to use. I have a whole set of them, so I tend to use these for all my powder products. I'm just gonna apply a really light layer everywhere I did the contour as well as down onto my neck. This will just give me a bit more of a bronzy glow and I can just apply it a bit more loosely and be a bit less precise with it than I was with the contour. I just made myself a little tea while I do my makeup just to chill. Lemon ginger probiotic tea. It's like super soothing and relaxing. If you know me, you know I drink like 10 cups of tea a day. After bronzer, I usually go in with my blush, but I applied quite a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury cream blush, so I think I'm gonna leave it right now. But usually I would go in with my Benefit Shellie blush. This is like such a nice peachy shade for summer. Look how cute it is. It's in a lot of my other videos if you want to check those out. I use it almost every day. Now I need to set this all in place because this is going to slide around with the amount of cream products I used. I'm obsessed with the Laura Mercier setting powder. It is just so good. I heard about the hype before and I was like, it's not really worth it, but I got it and it is. I like to use a smaller brush so I can get a super precise look. I put it in the powder and I just tap off the excess and basically paint my face. If I'm doing a more bold eye look, I'll use my beauty blender and apply a very heavy layer and then brush it off after I've done. For the soft glam look, rather than a full glam, I'm just gonna keep it with the brush. Brush it in immediately. This also minimizes your pores so well. Basically anywhere I concealed, anywhere that I get super oily, and it also kind of helps chisel my nose a bit too. Now, time for the eyes. I always use the Maybelline Express Brow Pencil, I think shade Soft Brown, because my eyebrows are actually brown. They are just a lot darker than my hair. I like to keep them quite natural because they are already quite dark. Just underline in the center really lightly, a bit in the arch just so they look more arched and kind of drag up the face. Eyebrows can really transform the whole shape of your face, so I always try and make them nice and lifted. Filling in the other one in the same way. It's super subtle, but I think it makes a nice touch. Taking a regular spoolie and brushing the product through. That way it looks way more natural and you don't get any harsh lines from the crayon. Then I'm gonna take some brow glue, of course, brow gel, whatever you want to call it. This is the NYX Brow Glue and it's really good. It glues them in place just like it says. First, I brush them up and then as I go towards the edge of my eye, I brush them more outwards. The angle like gradually changes towards the end of the brow, if that makes sense. Taking a flat eyebrow brush and brushing them down like that so they're not crazy spiky. Repeating the same on the other eyebrow, of course. So I brush them down, but like not obviously down because that would not look good, just so that they're not like pointy. Because it's a soft glam, I'd like to add a little bit of eyeliner. Taking my W7 angled brush, you can use any angled brush. Try and find one that's like this shape and it's thin, because then you get that precise line. I honestly think this is way easier than using pencil or liquid and it stays on really well. A tip is also to wet the brush beforehand because it will be more pigmented and less likely to have fallout. I'm taking my Morphe Nude palette, this dark brown shade in the corner. There was black here but it broke and fell out. I used to do it with black like for the evening, but I kind of like the brown because it's a softer look. I'm still yet to try brown liquid eyeliner though, so you'll have to let me know if you've tried that because I feel like that could be such a nice toned down eye look. Once I've tapped off the excess, I just angle the brush in the same angle as my bottom eye, like the eyelid, if that makes sense. And as if it continued, I just draw on a little wing like that and then build it up slowly. It's super easy. As it's not liquid, you don't have to make it perfect either. But look, that actually took me like 10 seconds. By angling it in line with your bottom lash line, you're more likely to have them both at the same angle. My concentration face, I just love how it's super natural but basically transformed my whole face. So if you mess up, just take a Q-tip and you can just wipe it like that and it's super easy to fix. I've almost finished the look. I just have lashes and lips left. I like to set it. I like to set it before I do my mascara because sometimes the setting spray smudges it more, so it kind of does the opposite of what it's meant to do. Going to curl those lashes, of course, so I'm using my Tweezerman eyelash curler. This honestly is the best eyelash curler I've ever used. It just holds the curls so well. I like to do it like this, so as you can see, just pinching it quite a few times, getting it as close to the base of the eyelash as possible. But look at that curl, it's so effective. The better you curl your eyelashes, the less mascara you need and the better it looks in the end because it's not so clumpy. Curling them doesn't get enough attention as it should, in my opinion. And sometimes I do it 2 times just to get the full curl. I feel like your lashes can just change your whole face. And who doesn't want nice, luscious lashes? There was makeup on my curler and it's gone on my eyelid, but it's all good. I'm just gonna wipe that away. It's gone. Now for mascara, I am absolutely obsessed with the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I think it's so good and I've repurchased it about 1 million times. I will definitely continue to do so. Another makeup hack is to coat both sides of the eyelash. Every few times that I've gone upwards, I'll go down, and that way you coat all of the lashes since they're all not in an exact straight line. And it honestly makes them look so much longer. You really need to be doing this. I lightly coat the bottom lashes, but nothing too crazy. I always try and focus the mascara on the outer lashes to give me a fox eye look. Mascara honestly takes me the longest out of all the steps in my makeup routine. I'm such a perfectionist about it, but it does make the biggest difference. Now for lips. My favorite lip combo at the moment is the Max Factor Coloured Lip Liner. This is shade 6 Mauve Moment. I like to just lightly line, put more on the corners. I don't want to have too harsh of a line. I overline a bit in the middle, but apparently you're not meant to overline on the sides and it will make your lips look more pouty. And then I take my Kylie Cosmetics matte lip kit, and this is shade 808. Just dab a few dots in the center, blend it out with my finger, for a really natural effect, but I don't want it to be too harsh. This color is quite bold. Of course, we cannot forget gloss. I'm obsessed with the Collection lip glosses at the moment. They're all just so good and so affordable. This is the plumping one, and I love a good plumping lip gloss. Even though it might not work and it might be placebo, like in my head, it just feels like it's working. I also love this reddy pink shade though. If you don't like the plumping glosses, this one is also really cute. It honestly makes your lips just look like glass. No makeup look is complete without lip gloss. Comment the lip gloss emoji below if you agree. There you have the finished Soft Glam makeup look. I hope you guys learned something in this video or found some inspiration. Let me know if you liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments. It would also mean the world to me if you would subscribe and like. Any support is welcome. I try and reply to all my comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.